Following the devastation of the war, both North and South Korea inherited foreign tank designs. This marked the beginning of their armored identities.
North Korea emphasizes mass and density, a wave assault.
On the Korean peninsula, steel has always spoken louder than treaties. From the ruins of 1952 to today's hypermodern armored brigades, North and South Korea have built, copied, and refined tanks, not just as weapons but as symbols of survival, deterrence, and technological identity. What follows is a complete, chronological look at every major tank type developed, modified, or fielded by both Koreas, revealing how two nations that once shared a battlefield evolved in radically different directions. North Korea. From Soviet shadows to indigenous steel. North Korea's tank history begins with Soviet hardware, then branches into domestic modification and finally into indigenous design. While much remains secret, enough is known to map a clear evolution. T-3485, North Korea's first tank and the backbone of its armored forces during the Korean War. Supplied by the Soviet Union, the T-3485 combined mobility, a powerful 85mm gun, and rugged reliability. It overran early South Korean and UN defenses in 1950, establishing armor as a central pillar of Pyongyang's military doctrine. Even today, some remain in reserve or ceremonial use. T-54, T-55. In the late 1950s and 1960s, North Korea received large numbers of T-54 and T-55 tanks. These featured a lower profile, better armor, and a 100mm gun. Over time, North Korea upgraded them with domestic fire control systems, laser rangefinders, smoke launchers, and improved night fighting equipment. T-62. Arriving in the 1970s, the T-62 introduced a 115mm smoothbore gun, offering greater armor penetration. North Korea produced and modified many of these domestically. Some were enhanced with applique armor and primitive reactive armor blocks, forming the foundation for later indigenous designs. Chonmaho series. Chonmaho IB. The Chonmaho Pegasus is North Korea's first major domestic tank family, based on the T-62 but progressively modified. Early versions essentially license-built T-62s. Mid-versions added thicker armor, improved optics, smoke dischargers, and side skirts. Later versions introduced explosive reactive armor era, new turret shapes, anti-tank guided missile, ATGM launchers, and upgraded engines. The Chonmaho series formed the backbone of North Korea's armored forces for decades. Pokpungho Storm Tiger M-2002 unveiled in the early 2000s. The Pokpungho represents a significant leap, influenced by Russian T-72, T-80 designs and possibly Western technology obtained indirectly. It features a more angular turret, composite armor, a 125mm gun, thermal sights, and improved fire control systems. It is believed to be North Korea's most capable mass-produced tank. Songun-915 first publicly shown in a 2010 parade. The Songun-915 incorporates ERA across the turret and hull, a laser warning system, smoke launchers, and modern optics. Its exact gun caliber is debated, likely 125mm, but it reflects North Korea's effort to approximate third-generation main battle tank standards. Kyonmo 2 New Generation MBT 2020s, revealed in parades from 2020 onward. This newest design appears heavily inspired by the Russian T-14 Armata and South Korea's K-2. It features a redesigned turret with modular armor, advanced ERA coverage, modern electro-optics, possible active protection systems. Though its true combat effectiveness remains unproven, it signals Pyongyang's ambition to field a modern indigenous MBT. South Korea. From dependence to world-class design. South Korea began with imported tanks but steadily built one of the world's most advanced armored industries. M4A3E8 Sherman. During and after the Korean War, the U.S. supplied South Korea with the M4 Sherman. Though obsolete by global standards, it provided essential armored capability during the conflict and early Cold War years. M47 Patton. In the late 1950s, The M47 Patton replaced the Sherman, armed with a 90mm gun and improved armor. It became South Korea's primary tank during a critical period of post-war rebuilding. M48 Patton M48A2 A3 A5K. The M48 series dominated South Korea's armored forces for decades. Over time, South Korea implemented local upgrades, fire control improvements, laser rangefinders, diesel engines, enhanced communications. The final variant, M48A5K, was a uniquely Korean modernization that extended the platform well into the 1990s. K-1 main battle tank. Introduced in the 1980s, the K-1 was South Korea's first indigenous tank. Developed with American assistance but built domestically, featuring a 105mm gun, composite armor, advanced fire control, and excellent mobility, it marked South Korea's transition from importer to manufacturer. K-1A1. An upgraded K-1 variant with a 120mm smoothbore gun, improved armor, and modernized electronics. The K-1A1 brought South Korea firmly into the League of Advanced Armored Nations. K-2 Black Panther. South Korea's most advanced and iconic tank, the K-2 Black Panther is among the most sophisticated MBTs in the world. Its features include 120mm L-55 smoothbore gun with autoloader, advanced composite and modular armor, active protection systems, digital battlefield management, sophisticated fire control with hunter-killer capability, hydropneumatic suspension for extreme terrain adaptability. Designed for Korea's mountainous landscape and rapid response doctrine, the K-2 represents the pinnacle of South Korean armored engineering and has attracted international export interest. Doctrine in steel, 2 paths, 1 border. North Korea's tank philosophy emphasizes quantity, ruggedness, and psychological deterrence. Its designs focus on survivability through layered armor, low profiles, and redundancy, aiming to overwhelm through numbers and operate in mass formations. South Korea, by contrast, prioritizes quality, precision, and networked warfare. Its tanks are built for integration with air power, drones, and real-time battlefield data, maximizing first strike accuracy and survivability. Conclusion: the armored divide from the Soviet-built T-34s of the 1950s to the sleek K-2 Black Panther and North Korea's newest parade-ready prototypes. The story of Korean tanks is a story of two nations shaped by the same war but driven by different futures. North Korea's tanks reflect resilience under isolation evolving through modification, secrecy, and improvisation. South Korea's armored forces showcase technological ambition, global integration, and industrial maturity. Across the DMZ, thousands of tanks remain poised, silent reminders that on the Korean peninsula, history is not buried, it is forged in steel, waiting behind armor plates for the next chapter to be written.